So what has 9 innings of baseball taught you, Paul?
That the game it never quits changing. No, I mean there's so many parallels to sports and life, and you the ups and downs. And Jack Curry, who wrote the book with me, I really trusted Jack. He was a beat writer in New York when I played, and works with me at Yes now doing the game. So when he came to me with this idea a few years ago, it interested me. Obviously, I'm not going to do a tell-all book and do anything about players, but the more Jack brought on stories and topics, they became stories and they became faces. And, that's what kind of drove me to do this, because, a lot of people don't even realize, I got called up in 1985. Pete Rose was my manager. Ted Kluszewski was my hitting coach. I mean, these names are from the past. And then all of a sudden, as the book goes on, you're talking about Derek Jeter and Don Mattingly, and it's a progression, and it's just what has happened in my life, and it's my theories. It's not a one size fits all. It's just the way I thought about the game and what I thought helped me be the best player.
And then what's the through line about being a champion baseball player on a champion baseball team? Obviously, did it once with the Reds, 4 times with the Yankees. What is the general? I know you said it's not one size fits all, and I'm kind of asking you now a follow up, a one size fits all question. But what is the through line? What it might be the similar or the parallels between those 5 championship teams that where people are looking for that secret sauce right now in 2022?
Well,
Paul?
I think that I think different teams are wired differently. I think we were wired from day one, knowing that a World Series was expected. It wasn't just have a good year. I mean, New York has bigger expectations than other cities, but the tradition and the love of the Yankees. I mean, I still remember to this day. The conversations in the delis and things like that were about the game the night before. It matters if the Yankees win or lose. It matters if the Mets win or lose in New York. I mean, that's the way the generations have grown up. And it's not a social event to go to the game in Yankee Stadium. I mean, who wins or loses, that matters. And that always, pours into the players. I love the intensity of New York. I thought it was the most fun place to play baseball. And you talk about the old stadium and the ghosts that were there, and you almost start to believe it yourself as a player, because so many crazy things happened during that run that we won games we shouldn't have won, and we had freak plays that we shouldn't have had. And you need great breaks. I don't care how good a team is to in professional sports to continually win. You need good things to happen, and we were very fortunate at that time. And like I said, we kind of took it for granted. But now when you look back and you see that it hasn't happened since, that, it was a very special time.
What do you think of when you remember your Yankee years, Paul O'Neill?
Well, immediately when you're traded from another team, it's kind of an unknown. And back then, there was no interleague play. I mean, so I didn't know what it was like to be a home player in New York and to be a Yankee and live in New York. And it didn't take long. I mean, I walked into the first day of spring training. I sat down, befriended Don Mattingly. We walked out on the field. I saw Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford and Joe DiMaggio. I was like, I have gone somewhere different. Things have changed. It did not take long to realize the tradition and just the majesty of being part of the Yankees.
And so, what was Mattingly? That, by the way, that's my favorite baseball player of all time is Donald Arthur Mattingly, number 23 in your program. What did he teach you? What ropes did he show you when you first got to the Yankees?
First of all, just what it was to be a Yankee. Second, I mean, we worked a lot together in the cage. I had just come from Cincinnati, where they were trying to kind of forced me to be a power hitter, and it just was not my natural swing. And, Donnie hit home runs and hit, a lot of RBIs, but, he wasn't a pull or all or nothing guy either. I mean, he hit in the high 300s at times. So we just had a lot in common about the way we hit. We had a lot in common about the same guys we would face as far as being left-handers in the lineup. And I just had a lot of fun with Don Mattingly. I mean, I grew up in the Midwest. He grew up in the Midwest. Our personalities were a lot the same. And, you know, he, when I was traded to the Yankees, was the face of the Yankees. I mean, he was the guy going to the All-Star game every year as the New York Yankee.
And, you know, when you got there, it wasn't that time yet. What was it like when you got to New York? Because you had a ring already from Cincinnati, Paul.
Yeah, we had won. And then, you know, when you're traded from the Reds, it's kind of like, as a player in the back of your mind, you're thinking, you know, I didn't do enough, or, you know, I kind of let this team, this organization down. And, you know, Gene Michael was a brilliant guy at putting a team together, and he added a lot of parts and said and told me on a call that night that this team is going to turn around, and they had not won in a while. And it was just the perfect time to go there. You know, we started winning. We got Mattingly to his first playoff in 1995. And then, you know, all of a sudden that core four, and Derek Jeter, Posada, Pettit, and Mariano show up to an already pretty good team and made it a great team. And it's just looking back, it was just the perfect time to be there. It's just like everything they did as far as an organization seemed to be the right call.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.